You take care of business against Michigan. The next step is beating Ohio State.
No, their biggest game is against their rival, Penn State.
Land-grant trophy on the line.
I mean, it's the end of the final game of the year. Big trophy. There it is. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Two coaches, each making $100 million. How could you not get into this game?
The marquee matchup on that final Saturday.
Ryan Day, Jim Harbaugh. What they making, peanuts?
Good to have you back. We are going to talk Lions at 3 o'clock, training camp, all the buzz, all the overreaction, and all the fun of pretending we don't have a baseball team. We'll get to it at 3 o'clock. Rico, we start with Deshaun Watson. 6-game suspension handed down today by a third party. Judge Sue L. Robinson said that this was egregious. He can no longer get massages from anybody not affiliated with the team. That's spelled out, but it's only 6 games. And I want to get your initial reaction to that. The NFL has the opportunity to step in and make this even bigger. What's your initial reaction to 6 games from Deshaun Watson?
I mean, the initial reaction was I thought it was a really low number. I thought he was going to be gone minimum 8 games. I thought for a year. The NFL, when it comes to suspensions, it makes no sense. It's rhyme or reason. It's like going to traffic court. And if you get a good judge on a good day who had a good breakfast, I give you a slap on the wrist. You get one that just got into a fight with his wife or husband, you know what? Throwing the book at you. You're going to get fined. You're going to get everything. There's no rhyme or reason to this because, if anything, the closest thing may have been Roethlisberger a few years ago.
2010, he got 6 games appealed down to 4.
4. That was for one person.
This is 2 dozen women. Yep.
So you think that, okay, it has to at least be a year. I'm not saying you got to multiply it by 24, but it's got to be a year. Minimum. Because if not, what are you saying? And here's the thing, newsflash, I don't believe it. Deshaun Watson will only go to team masseuse. I promise you. Within a year, we're going to get a story on TMZ or someplace. He went to an air quotes massage parlor because he can't. He won't be able to help himself. But and then you look at a guy like Calvin Ridley has to be angry. Wait a minute. So I make $1,000 bet and I'm done for the year. Tom Brady, remember they took his cell phone. He's gone for 4 games. This guy has allegations of 24. More women, but just allegations with 24 massage therapists. 6 games?
Right, and the judge said it was egregious behavior. So whether you think it was or it wasn't, the ruling was the guy acted out of pocket. The guy was creepy. He crossed the line.
Right.
He misbehaved, and you don't need criminal charges to suspend him. Now, they gave him 6 games. I also think it's light. I mean, it's minimal financial penalty because of the slimy way the Browns restructured his deal.
I think it ends up being $300,000.
Yeah, something like that.
$333,000.
So it doesn't sit super well with me, but we've reached the optic stage of this now. Everybody's well aware of what is alleged to have happened. We're in the optic stage, and I think the NFL is going to look at this and go, shaking a fist in the air, it should have been a whole year, but this is our new process, and it's also good for business if he only misses 6 games. But we think he should miss the whole year. It's not our fault. It's a third party's decision. And then Deshaun can go, I'm innocent. It should be 0, but I respect the decision. That's what this sets up to be. It's all optics. Yeah. Both sides can say, we didn't get what we wanted. This is even Steven in the middle, and they move on.
The NFL, because they can appeal this, but I don't think they're going to appeal.
I don't think they are either.
This is one where, unless in the next 72 hours, it's like Ray Rice. Mm-hmm. There is so much outrage out there. All right, Rod's going to have to put the big boy pants on. I guess I'm going to have to step in there and actually do something. Because remember, Ray Rice.
2 games.
2 games. Wait, who leaked out that videotape? They were more concerned of how the tape got out than what was on the tape.
Damage control. That's all this has been from the beginning. This is a machine. The NFL is a machine.
The NFL is showing you where their priorities are.
Yep.
And I've often said it. There's really one thing you cannot do. You can't gamble. If you get caught gambling, There is no leniency. There, you get the death penalty. Ridley, 17 games?
Whole season.
Entire season. The most expensive parlay bet ever. He did it to himself.
Yep.
He bet on his own team to win. Think about this. He didn't hurt anybody. He didn't drive
Harass,
drunk.
assault.
He didn't harass. He didn't do anything. He bet on a game. And the NFL stepped in immediately. No, you are not playing. This, we're going to let a third party decide it because we don't really know exactly, everything that went place in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do. When every woman is saying pretty much the same thing individually, you know. You look at Trevor Bauer, Major League Baseball. He's under investigation for a sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't gotten paid in 2 years. Now, before people say Deshaun Watson missed last year, Deshaun Watson got paid last year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't play, but he made money.
Right.
So
He was sitting out before any of this became public.
So, yeah, he basically got a year's vacation.
Yep.
And as a quarterback, means he didn't take the hit, didn't get the wear and tear. But I look at like a Trevor Bauer, different league, and baseball stepped in and was like, nah, bruh, this is not acceptable. Because what you are saying is, if you're in the NFL, this is another one of those things. Yeah, you beat your wife. All right, don't do it again. Here's 4 games. All right, you hurt somebody really badly. Okay. So you can't actually kill somebody because then at that case, you just go to jail.
Right.
But I forgot, the Raiders receiver probably would have got a slap on the wrist had he.
If someone didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The NFL is telling you, just don't gamble, and you're okay.
Well, you brought the Ridley thing up, and I know it's going to come up a bunch today on the phones, 248-539-9797. It's an important distinction. Like, we would all acknowledge sexual assault and sexual harassment is worse than a same-game parlay. You know what I mean? You don't even have to say it. It's obvious. But in the eyes of the league, it's a credibility thing. Yeah. If you got guys betting on games, people question the integrity, the credibility. Is the game fixed? Is it rigged? Are guys throwing games? That's why it's a completely separate provision. You gamble, you're going straight to Goodell's office, and they're going to throw the book at you.
Well, like Tom Brady. Did you go outside the rules? 4 games, Tom. You wouldn't give us your cell. You destroyed your cell phone. Why? Now all of a sudden they want to play Columbo. But this, there's Sergeant Schultz. I see nothing. Nothing.
Rico, you touched on it. The league is going to wait and see what the reaction is to this. They have 72 hours, 3 days to decide if they want to appeal the judge's decision, 6 games for Watson. What is the reaction from the public? 248-539-9797. We know David's reaction. Yeah, Steelers probably going to lose to the Browns now.
Well, let me give you this because practice has now started for the Browns. So about 10 minutes ago, the players came out, and Deshaun Watson was greeted by cheers from fans as he took the practice field. So,
Yeah.
Just like Ray Rice.
Guys, and before you sit here and say how disgusting it is, I seem to recall a celebration for a 3,000 hit and 500 home run down at Comerica Park.
I was going to say, if Watson was a Lion, I think fans who were out in droves this weekend, who are out early this morning.
If they're your guy, you're all forgiving. It was a misunderstanding.
He's going to do his time.
We don't know all the facts, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know it all. We weren't there. But when it's somebody else, this guy's a scumbag.
I do want to throw the Lions in this, too, because I know there was a big push to trade for him. Like on this show, you guys talked about, would you trade for Watson? And it was a great unknown. Would he miss the season? How long would he be out? We know it's 6 games now. So I want to throw that out. In addition to just your reaction to Watson's 6 games, would you do this trade if you could go back in time? Would you give up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, knowing it's a 6-game suspension? That's something to ponder. I want your answer when we come back. Ooh. We'll knock out the phone calls as well. 248-539-9797.
Somebody learned something in radio school.
That's right.
That's a tease.
That's called a tease.
That's that Dick
right.
Enberg program.